Hey, it's White Collar Garage again. Today we're going to be changing the lock cylinder on the old Chevy Tahoe again. It wants to hang up real bad and my wife won't drive it because of that. So we're going to go through the procedures on how to replace this lock cylinder. So let's get started. Okay, so the first thing we got to do is disconnect this battery, and it's a 5/16 wrench. Then on the side of the console, if you have a tilt steer, this little lever right here, you have to pull it off. You just pull it out. I already pre-pulled it a little bit. You're gonna have to take two hands and pull on it pretty good to get it out. And then underneath here, we got some Torx head screws that we're gonna get to now. So here on the bottom, we got a Torx head screw and a Torx head screw there. I'm gonna pull this cover and pull it apart. These things should just pull, yeah, right down. And we're just gonna pull this side down. Then we're gonna go over to this side, grab in here and pull it in there. That slides right down and out of the way. So on this side over here, we have the shifter selector. So we're gonna have to slide it past it. And it doesn't want to come out. So let's get a better look. Oh, here we go. We got to push it around. Well, that should be good enough to get up in here to the lock cylinder right there. Pocket screwdriver. It's a pretty small little screwdriver, and we're going to use that. And we're going to press on the tab. I'm going to press on this tab right here. And then use a pocket screwdriver to help me pull it out. So we got the tab depressed, and there you go. Now this should come out. Oh, we have the four-wheel drive stuff over here. So now once we get that stuff, we have to disconnect the four-wheel drive plugs. So the small plug has a little tab right here. You depress it. You depress it. Reach down with the other hand and pull it out. There, that gets that one off. Now we've got access to this cover. We're going to try to pull this cover back around the airbag and get it, which it's not wanting to let us do. So I'm having a hard time with this. Usually with these, when you put them in the start position, you just press the little tab and they come right out. And I'm having a really hard time finding that little tab. So I'm going to look for the little tab a little bit more. And okay, sorry about the horrible lighting today. So there is a Torx, a female Torx here, and there's a female Torx up, and there's a female Torx up inside there that holds the cover. So what that is, I pulled this cover up. So we're actually going to use this pick tool right here. And it's got a nice 90-degree on it. We're going to slide that down inside here. And I'm going to see if I can't. You stick the pick down and you'll see this little hole right here. And you're going to stick the pick down inside there. Now we're going to turn the key. And we're going to put it in the start position. And then we're going to take the pick and we're going to push down on this little tab inside here. And then see, we're going to pull it out. And so what you're trying to do is push down on this tab, take your pick tool and push down on this tab right here. Now that we have it out, the cover comes off. And then you can see right here, this is the little hole we were going for to get this to go through. This cover right here doesn't come off. A lot of people break them and do all kinds of stuff. So this is a way to do it without breaking it. Okay, now that we have the old lock cylinder out, we're going to take the top piece, and it's easier to put in with the ignition lock out, but you want to make sure that you get these lined up in the shifter housing, or the shifter boot cover right here. And then we're going to tighten up the Torx head screws that go up through here, and then there's another one on this side right here. So we're going to set this down in place and do this, and then I'll show you tightening up the screws. So when you get this cover in, you're going to push down and put it at an angle like this and push around, and then it slides into the steering wheel, so you don't have the steering wheel cover, so you don't have to pull the steering wheel. And then we're going to tighten up this nut to this Torx head right here. So you just take this and we're going to tighten it up. So then we just take the lock cylinder and we have to slide it in this position. I forgot to get it on video, but it just slides in real easy, and then it goes back to the regular off position, and you're good to go. Something I do on these covers to make it easier is I'll take the small screwdriver and I'll take the tip of it and I'll pull it over the lip, so then it gets to set in there. So we're going to go ahead and put the bottom cover on right now. The bottom cover, see, it doesn't want to come out again, so I slid it up in there. Okay, so these little hooks are a real pain. So the bottom cover slips up in here, and you got these little hooks on them, so you got to make sure you slide them down in, and then you get them hooked. So it slides in, and you got to make sure that you get the hook to hook inside on the cover to hold it, because that's what holds the back of the cover up. So now we'll go on this side right here, and you can see it's in the cover, it's in the hook right there, and then it's going to clamshell up. You're just going to go up with it. But this side right here, you have to hold it in, and then we're going to have to work it around to get this cover on. There, now our covers are back on. So now we're going to want to take the key, put it in the ignition, turn it to the run position, then pull our shifter all the way down. Now we can put our bezel piece on. You got these tabs right here that you want to line up. So we got to make sure to put our connections in too. We've got our two connectors here for our four-wheel drive, and then we've got the light switch on the other side. But we're going to slide this piece down in here and get it close. So the connectors go in real easy. So now that we got them in, we got to go back and forth. And this is where you want to watch out, is right here, this piece right here. So you're going to get one side in, and then you're going to get the other side in as soon as you get it, and then you just work it back and forth, and then it slides in. And now we're going to slowly push it in. And then over here, you got to watch your vent. So you want to get your vent up over there. And the same thing over here. See, our vent is caught right here. So we got to push our vent in a little bit. And then now that we got it close, it should just pop right in. And then you push on the center pieces. Then you're going to want to push right here. And then just go around the whole cover pushing on it. There. Now we're going to put it in park, take the key out, go connect our battery back up, and that's pretty much done. Okay, here we are out at the battery, hooking up the battery connections. One thing you always want to do, and I didn't state in the first place, is you always want to take the negative battery cable off, because if you touch the negative battery cable to the frame, it won't spark or anything. But if you touch the positive battery cable to the negative, it'll spark real bad. Or if you touch the positive to the frame, it'll spark real bad. So when you take the negative one off, you don't want to touch the positive one because it'll spark. But if you touch any other metal, it won't spark. Also, when you put these battery cables on, you do not want to over tighten them. These side post battery terminals, when you tighten them up too much, they'll pull out the lead piece in the battery, and then it'll cause it to leak battery acid down the battery cable, and then you're going to have to replace the battery and the battery cable. So you just want to tighten these up and get them snug, but you don't want to over tighten them. Also, another thing to prevent battery acid leaking out of these is you buy yourself an Optima battery. They're a little more expensive. They're probably twice the cost, but they're way better of a battery in the long run. So that's how you change the lock cylinder on this 1998 Chevy Tahoe. It's the same for the Suburbans and the pickup trucks from the years of 1996 to 1999. So thanks for watching White Collar Garage. If you like these videos, please subscribe.